I was so good looking as a child, I had to change Catholic churches every 3 months before shit got weird. I did not trust the last president, and this president I do not trust to be alive in the morning. I don't. He's fucking way too fucking old. He is. Did you know you can't say engine? Engine. Yeah, it's offensive to trans people.
Starring an all-new cast, starring Jack Nicholson as Dorothy, comedian Bobcat Goldthwait is the Cowardly Lion, Gilbert Gottfried, that short little comic that always yells at the Comedy Central roast, he's the Tin Man. Christopher Lloyd, who played Reverend Jim on Taxi, he was Doc in all the Back to the Future movies, he's the Scarecrow. And Robert De Niro is the Wizard. Put your hands together, go crazy! How you doing, Mr. Wizard? My name is Dorothy. Well, me and my 3 friends here, we want to ask you for a few frickin' things. Call it a bucket list, if you will. First, we've got the Cowardly Lion. How you doing, Mr. Wizard? I was wondering, never have a little courage. You know what? Screw it, never mind. Next, we've got the Tin Man. I would like a heart. Not a big heart, not a small heart, not a baboon's heart. I don't want a red ass. Next, we've got the Scarecrow. Oka-doka. Mr. Wizard, I would like time. I'd like to buy a vowel. Me, myself, Mr. Wizard. Like to go back to Kansas and for the Lakers to win. What do you say? Freaks talking to me. Excuse me. I'll tell you what, why don't you click your stupid heels together, get the hell away from me before I whack you. Thank you guys very much.
Like, I live in Hollywood and I'm telling you to clean up your city. Just one street. Like, I live in the only city in the world where my dog has to avoid stepping in human shit. I'm telling you to clean up your fucking street. Sorry to spit on you guys. Saw a homeless man in LA with a dog before I came here. And at first I was like, this is great. That man found a nice little doggy. Doggy found a man. And then I got more high that day and I was thinking about that poor doggy. I was like, man, if I was that dog, I'd be out there every day like, dude, when is this fucking walk over? Where the fuck do we live? I love to walk. I do. It's in my fucking genes. I love it. Let's go home, though, all right? Why don't you give me some keys and a map? Let me meet you
This
there.
guy in front of a Goodwill that we were walking into, and he's like, you got $1? I was like, I do for 2 shirts. Move. I had one guy come up to me in San Diego, I don't know, a few years ago. He was carrying a big bottle, not a little tiny thing, a big bottle of Sky vodka in his hands when he walked up. I was like, hey man, you got $1? I was like, for what? Do you need olives right away? You make a mixed drink?
I pick on him half of my show. I go outside to sell merchandise. I usually have a 5-minute buffer because what'll happen, the MC comes up, he tells the last joke of the night or whatever happens, and he says, make sure you do this, come back, see Rich Little, plus go see Rich Little. He's great. Anywho, so I have like 5 minutes. I hear pitter-patter, little footsteps behind me. I turn around, there's this little, what do you call him? Little person? You're drunk. That's not what we call them, is it? Is that really what we call them? What do we call them? No, we don't. Little person? Is that right? I think that's rude. I do. Would you? Fuck that. I'm gonna go with People McNugget. No one's mad at it, and I'm starving. That made me laugh. You're welcome. Anywho, this little People McNugget came up to me, and as if God didn't hate him enough already, he took off his little sunglasses, and both eyes were like, plow, and I'm like, no! And immediately he's yelling at me. He's like, sir, I've not heard jokes like that about lazy eye since I was in 3rd grade, and I'm fucking mad, buddy. I'm gonna tell the manager, and he'll listen, because I'm part of the fucking Lollipop Guild. He didn't say that, I bet. I don't know if he said that. Here's the thing, I'm high right now, and I'm usually high. When you yell at me, when I'm high, I go to my special place. So all I actually saw him do was be like, when he was done singing and dancing at me, I knew it was my turn to respond to his lazy-eyed allegations. But again, I'm a comic who's usually high. I just turned to him and went, have you been talking to me this whole time? And then he got kicky. He was like, bang, bang, bang. Now I'm gonna freeze him right there. So my daughter's 14. Her favorite game has always been Monopoly. My least favorite game has always been Monopoly. It takes too fucking long. I want a game to last like 5 minutes, we're out of here. Without my daughter knowing, I went out about a year ago and I bought a second Monopoly game, kept the money, threw the fucking shit away. Here's why. Anytime we play, I just keep fucking winning. Every time. I figure she'll get sick of it. I've never won in a year, Daddy. No, so anyway, I always had this money on me. I don't know why I thought he would want it. It just made sense at the time. I was high, he's little, it's little. And I was like, just take it! And he was like, it's not real money! And I was like, holy shit, you can see in color. Who knew? And I don't know how my brother met his wife, but I have a theory. My theory is one day my brother needed to cross a bridge real bad, but was unable to answer her series of riddles. And the rest of you need to read books about trolls, because that was the greatest goddamn troll joke ever written by man. It's true. When I wrote that joke, every comic in the world threw their pencil down. Forget it.
Did you guys give up at Comic 5? Is that what happened? Yes? Do I have a lazy eye? Answer me, damn it. You're the same guy that didn't answer Will. Here's the thing, I don't think lazy-eyed people know that they actually have lazy eyes. I don't. We all know someone with a lazy eye, right? We all know, they never tell you which eye to look into, ever, right? The whole time you're looking in both eyes, you look like Axl Rose. They never walk up and be like, by the way, look in this one, because this one's crazy. Ever. Like, I feel like maybe a muscle straightens out when they look into mirrors or cameras or something, and that's why they don't know. They're like, damn, I look good. Ping pong, ping pong. I have a friend with a lazy eye. I came to a show. He sat like here 2 weeks ago, and I picked on him. He knows he has a lazy eye. And so, I'm his friend. I pick on him. So that's what I did. So after the show, I go outside, and this little midget, what do you call them? Midget. Little midget, yes, great. People McNugget came outside. You're welcome. Thursday, that was for you. Came outside, and as if God didn't hate her enough, she took off her little kid sunglasses, and her eyes were like, plow, and I'm like, oh God, here we go. And she's berating me for like 2 minutes outside, and she's like, I can't believe you told jokes like that about lazy eyes and blah, 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 blah. here's the thing. Finally, she's done. I know it's my turn to respond. I'm a comic. I'm usually drunk and or high. When she finished ranting, I just went, oh my God, have you been talking to me this whole time? That'll learn her. Pasadena, you have a nice town. I live in Hollywood. Hollywood's the only place in the world where your dog has to avoid stepping in human poop. It's a true story. That is such. My daughter just popped her cherry of human poop the other day. We were riding her scooters around the block, and she's like, Daddy, I'm in pudding. I'm like, oh, no, you're not. Make sure you tip the waitresses. Tip them. Tip them. I'm not going to tell you which one, but one of them has a wooden leg with a real foot. And they need the money. So about 2 days ago, I was leaving my house, and I opened up my gate. I have a yard or whatever, and I hit a dog with the gate, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm petting the dog. And I look up, and its owner is a homeless man, probably the one that put the pudding there. But I was thinking, like, how messed up is that for the dog? Like, this, you can't take care of yourself, why get a dog, right? I was like, that dog must be out there every day like, dude, when is this walk over? I get it, I'm a dog, I love to walk. Let's go home. Where do we live? Give me the keys and a map, I will meet you there. Any tourists? No? You all live here? So you know the rule, don't give money to homeless people unless they're crippled, right? You know that, right? You don't know that? Everybody who's not crippled is cracky. That's it. If they're crippled, they're homeless. But everybody else is just cracky. And cracky people never beg in good spots, do they? Like, if I were a beggar, I would be in front of the bank every day. That's where money is. That's where people get money. I've seen beggars out in front of, like, Goodwill thrift stores. I was walking in, this guy was like, you got $1? I was like, I do, for 2 shirts. Move. I'm gonna get some fashion. You're not getting a rock out of me, buddy. I had a homeless, not even homeless, a beggar, walk up to me one time carrying a bottle of Sky vodka. That's pretty good vodka. And he walked up and he was like, hey man, you got $1? I was like, for what? Do you need olives? Are you trying to make mixed drinks? What are you exactly doing? So I perform for the U.S. troops all the time. I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. All right, yay. Give them a round of applause, not me. I'll tell you a story. It takes place, this is actually like 6 years ago. I went with one of my best friends. We did a tour of Japan and Korea. It was like a month-long tour. His name is T-Rex. I don't know if you guys know T-Rex. Very funny, black comedian. I mentioned that he's black. It's important to the story. You'll see why. When me and T-Rex get on airplanes together, we're not girlfriends. We don't need to catch up. We've known each other 20-something years, blah, blah, blah. We like to do dumb things on airplanes. On this particular flight, we decided to do a marathon of racial jokes, and it was amazing. If you guys get offended by racial jokes, there's the door. You've already had 6.5 comics. You're done, okay? If you love racial jokes, you're a racist. I need you to know that. I want you to be in the middle somewhere. I want you to enjoy them a lot. And if you are racist, stay. You're probably too stupid to get these jokes anyway. Really, racists are really... I was in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Some idiot had written on the wall that said, I hate Nigers. I was like, no, you hate school, stupid. You don't hate Nigers. They're not real. It's like balls on a unicorn. I'll lick them all day. You can tweet it. Now, these are not our jokes, okay? These are what you tell. You know what I mean? Like the jokes. You know what I'm talking about? Stuff you hear on the internet or at work or your dad tells you. I'll give you a few examples. We didn't write these. One's important when we get to Japan, and you'll see why. I told T-Rex, an Asian guy, came home drunk off his ass, 5:30 in the morning, goes upstairs, wakes up his wife, goes, hey, baby, how about a little number 69? She goes, you son of a bitch. You're waking me up at 5:30 in the morning? Now you want me to go make Mongolian beef with snow peas? The Asians are laughing the hardest. It's okay. It's okay. For those of you who didn't get it, they number their items at Chinese restaurants, you dolt. Now, T-Rex told me a bunch, but these are my 2 favorites. He said, why don't you ever throw a rock at a Mexican on a bike? I was like, why? It could be your bike. I was like, yes. Mexicans are now laughing the hardest. Then he said, what did the black guy get on the SAT test? I was like, what? Barbecue sauce. That may be my favorite joke of all time. So we get to Japan. First night we're performing in Okinawa, Japan at a Marine base called Camp Hansen. T-Rex is on stage in front of about 1,600 Marines. I go outside. Someone gave me a Japanese joint. I've never had Japanese weed. I'm like, I'm going to get high before my show. All the people who can arrest me are inside watching the show. So I light it up. I'm getting high. While I'm getting high, up walks the ugliest white person I have ever seen in my life. Terrible looking. I don't even know what he's doing on a military base. Long, scraggly hair, dirty, missing teeth. He is not a Marine. He is not Japanese. I am now very, very high. I don't know if he's real. And he's not regular white guy ugly. You know the kind of white people I'm talking about? Have you guys ever gone to like a Indian casino and stayed too late? Those kind of white people. You know what I mean? You're like, it's finally 3 a.m, you get up, you're like, oh my God, what, the meth lab burned down? You're quietly playing a machine from behind you here. You got a cigarette? You're like, ah, you got a tooth? Give you a cigarette for every tooth, handsome. This guy in Japan looks like their leader. He is so ugly, he is physically making me nervous to look at him. You ever seen someone that ugly where you feel like you did something wrong? like you get bad butterflies? I've only seen one person that ugly. It's my brother's wife. Terrible, horrific. Don't awe me. I'm Dante the comic on everything. Go through my photos. Go Twitter, Facebook. Just go through them. You'll be like, there she is. Okay. I don't even know how my brother met this woman because he lives in the mountains. They were married for a while. And I didn't see him for years, and I wasn't gonna be like, how'd you meet? I should have known. Mom should have told me. Something like that. But I have a theory of how my brother met her. My theory is one day my brother needed to cross a bridge and was unable to answer her series of riddles. And the rest of you need to read books about trolls. That's the greatest troll joke ever written, I promise. When I wrote that, every comic dropped their pen and went, no more troll jokes. Dante just hit the kill zone. So this guy's staring at me. I'm very high. Finally he talks. He's like, hey man, you a comedian? I was like, yep, I'm a comedian. Tell me a joke, you son of a bitch. I was like, oh my God. First of all, sir, you just made me poop a little in my pants. Second of all, I'm glad you're real. And third, I'm the headliner. I can get you in here for free, VIP, anything you want. I got things to do. I said, tell me a joke. I was like, all right, what'd the black guy get on the SAT test? Barbecue sauce. Swear to God, he looked at me and was like, what the hell are SATs? Like, oh my God. Dude, you may not be coming to my show, but you're in it forever. And then I had to ask him, I was like, what are you doing on a military base? Well, I'm on this base here to put on a carnival. I was like, yep, that's exactly who you are. Exactly. He's trying to show me ID. I'm like, your face is your ID, my friend. Then he offered me tickets to go on all the rides, and I was like, no, thank you, handsome. Take care of yourself. Here's why. Never ride a ride at a carnival ever. Do you know fix and assemble rides at carnivals? Anyone? Anyone? Carnes, yes. I figure if they've never been good at this easy motion, then they're probably terrible at the motions I want them to be skilled in. If they don't care about their own face, your lives mean nothing.